Hello, my name is Ian Chikyu, and this presentation is about AAPIs and representation in the media, and the experience of AAPIs in the media. My first topic, or my main topic, would be the actress Brenda Song. She's an Asian American actress born in, I believe, how you pronounce that as Carmichael, California. Her birthday is March 27, 1988. She's in her 30s right now. She's made guest appearances on Thunder Alley, went on to roles such as, in Fudge or Nickelodeon's 100 Deeds for Eddie McDowd. She's also starred in Disney's The Ultimate Christmas Present, which actually won her a Young Artist Award. It was her first Young Artist Award, and also starred in the movie Wendy Wu Homecoming Warrior. But she's, or at least for me anyway, this might not be true for other people, but I know Brenda Song from her role as London Tipton in the Sweet Life franchise, which is the Sweet Life of Zack and Cody and the Sweet Life on Deck. But since then, she starred in many other TV films and TV series. There's really just too many to list to really go on to it. So, in her early life, Song was born on March 27, 1988, in Carmichael, California. It's a little suburb of Sacramento. Her father is Hmong and originates from Bangkok, and her mother also originates from Thailand as well. Her family originates from I don't really know how to pronounce that, Zhong clan in Hmong, but Americanized their last name to Song after arriving in the U.S. She has a black belt in Taekwondo because she actually wanted to take ballet when she was a young child, but it was between her and her brother on what they wanted to do. The brother wanted to do Taekwondo, she wanted to do ballet, and her mom didn't really want to do both things, so she's like one or the other, and I guess she chose to go with Taekwondo. But so she has a black belt now, and was named an All-American Scholar in ninth grade. She actually graduated high school at 16 rather than your usual 18. I believe it was because she was homeschooled. And then she further went on to study psychology and business. Her major was psychology and minor in business in college, and graduated from UC Berkeley in 2009. So her acting career, Song started off her acting career when she was about 5 or 6. She was actually recruited as a young child model before entering her acting career. But by about 5 or 6, she started starring in commercials, like Little Caesars commercials, stuff like that. Before moving on to movie and television roles, her most notable being Fudge and 100 Deeds for Eddie McDowd. After signing with Disney, though, she kind of really hit it off and became more of a major star, starring in many TV shows as like minor roles, like she might have guest starred in That's So Raven or Phil of the Future, but her more major role in Disney was the Sweet Life franchise as London Tipton. One of her major films, which she starred a lead role, was Wendy Wu Homecoming Warrior, which had over 5.7 million views at its premiere. But in some activism that she's been a part of is in 2006, she was a hostess for A World of Change, the annual charity fashion show to benefit Optimist Youth Homes and Family Services. She also supported the 10th annual LA Cancer Challenge in 2006 and 2006, and she participated in the YMCA Healthy Kids Day in Chicago. In 2008, Song was part of the Power of Youth Carnival, a benefit for the St. Jude's Children's Research Hospital, and she's also done a lot of other activism endeavors. These are just some of the notable ones. So, this is kind of important to see her in the media, because it's important that women of different cultures are represented in the media, including those of Hmong descent like Brenda Song. Many Hmong women have faced challenges growing up as youth in America, be through a loss of culture and tradition, by being Americanized, or through discrimination against their race or ethnicity. Um, But seeing a successful Hmong woman like Brenda Song is so important for other Hmong female youth and other AAPIs because it shows they can be represented in mainstream media, especially as more than just the model minority, which was actually challenged by Brenda's role as London Tipton in the Sweet Life franchise. So, what is the model minority myth? It's kind of the stereotyping of AAPIs as more of like a submissive minority who kind of achieves their rights through like hard work and expertise, doesn't really fight back physically, doesn't really start riots, start gangs. They're just really submissive and like subservient, and a lot of the time, APIs are stereotyped as being very smart, and they kind of gain their rights through their education and kind of moving up in the workforce as like doctors and lawyers and that sort of thing. But that's not all APIs. And that's why it's harmful, because the minority myth doesn't really represent a minority as a whole, and it can be harmful to other AAPIs and other minorities by painting a false appearance on a group of marginalized individuals. Well, what can we do to change it? Well, by having minorities represented in media and roles that challenge the model minority myth, we can challenge the harmful stereotypes put in by the dominant majority ethnic group through positive representation. So, let's see, representation beyond the media. Representation in mainstream media of AAPI individuals and their culture impacts not just the media influence, but also education, politics, and social acceptance. For example, you could see something in the media that represents an AAPI, like say Brenda Song, for example, and like her her role as London Tipton, it challenges that sort of model minority myth that like every API or Asian American Pacific Islander is like super intelligent and like super smart and like super submissive, when London Tipton was against all of those things. Actually, she was very well put together. She's actually, no offense, but she was kind of on the stupid side. But she was very very filthy stinking rich. Um, and she's very powerful, and she had a very confident, I'm here, I'm proud, I'm me sort of, like I always get what I want kind of, you know personality. And it really challenged that sort of, model minority myth of the submissive, Asian woman, who doesn't have a lot of power, who, and the really intelligent Asians, when not all Asians are like that. So, AAPIs, they need visibility and representation in the media to better the social acceptance of other communities in America, as most AAPI communities are either not well known or discriminated against, consider the model minority myth. The media can also influence minority youth and their sense of identity and keep them connected with their culture while in the United States. I put culture twice there. Oh, oops. Um, but for example, I actually shared this video in one of my previous discussions. It was Teresa Lee from her video, I Whitewashed Myself My Whole Life. She spoke a lot about her experience as an AAPI and how she didn't see people like her represented in the media. And so, more than often than not, she kind of just assumed that, she was white, or that she was, supposed to be white and, like, fit into this, like, beautiful white girl stereotype because there was nobody like her in the media to look up to. And so that's why having APIs in media and just Asian actors in general is very important. So, why Brenda's song matters. And I believe she matters because she really broke that barrier for how AAPIs can be represented in the media. She showed people that Asian American women can be powerful, tough individuals who are strong physically, who don't fit into the stereotypical roles of super intelligent, submissive women. And this is important because it shows that not everybody needs to be like the model minority stereotype just to be accepted in society. Having other representation in the media is important for AAPI youth to feel seen and have something to connect their identity with. Like, for example, Teresa, because that's what's really what her whole video is about. I really recommend going to check out that video. You can find it on YouTube. I believe you can actually see, here's my Works Cited page. I actually have it right up there. So Lee Teresa, I Whitewashed Myself My Whole Life, Asian Representation in Media, Race in America by Snarled. So you can type in that link, or you can copy the link or anything, and you can watch that video. I also include my other Works Cited, which is a couple of things on the model minority myth, as well as some other things about APIs and Hmong in the media, as well as just things about Brenda's song. Thank you so much.